Are you struggling to try to get funding for your startup? Well, you're not alone. Over 90% of new startups never receive any type of funding. I know this firsthand. Now, fortunately for me, one of my business ventures did get seed funding. I have identified three major challenges that prevent entrepreneurs like us from receiving the seed funding that we need and the solution to overcome them. So if you're interested in learning more about these challenges and how to overcome them, join me now as we dive deep. Welcome to a random podcast where we challenge the status quo and we empower people like you to think different. First challenge that most entrepreneurs face in the seed funding stage of their company is competition. What do I mean by competition? I'm not talking about competition in your vertical with your business versus another business with the products or services that you're trying to do. I'm talking about competition to get the funding, to get the money, to get to the check writer. This is a crowded field. Everyone's running around trying to obtain some type of funding to bring their dream to fruition. So what separates you? That's challenge number one, being able to separate yourself and stand out from the crowd. Challenge number two, you have no track record. What do I mean by that? Well, most investors want to invest money in proven management teams, people who have started companies before, people who have a vast amount of experience. They want someone who produced revenue before. And most seed stage, early stage startups have this very issue. The third challenge is your limited resources, your limited network. You typically don't have a larger network in the business community if you haven't been in the business community. So if you're early stage, seed stage, for most parts, we don't have that connection if this is your first startup. It limits your connections to investors. You need to get in front of the investors to be able to pitch them, to be able to say, hey, write me a check, for you to be able to show why you should get the money. That is the three major challenges, and we're about to dive into each one, and I'm about to show you how to overcome them. Challenge number one, standing out from the crowd, the competition. How do you do it, right? All of us think we're unique. All of us think that there's something special about what we're bringing to the table. But how do we express this? Because you have to be able to express this to investors. You can't just say, I'm different. We do it different. We're unique. How you express this is going to be for your business plan or executive summary or through a thing called elevator pitch. If you're not familiar with those, then I would recommend you watch my last video where I talk about how to do this with AI technology. Let's just jump into how you're going to separate yourself. First thing you're going to need to give them is an executive summary. Executive summary is a summary of your business plan. It's usually about one page. You're going to talk about your management team on there. You're going to talk about your unique value proposition. You're going to talk about your audience size. You're going to talk about your potential revenue size. These are the things that should make your eyes pop out and separate you from the crowd. If it doesn't, then it's hard to get into the door. It's hard to separate yourself and be seen, and someone else will take your place. This has to be a powerful piece of document. I recommend going back, watching my video from last week about how to do a 10-minute startup with AI. Utilize that tutorial that I did to show you how to put an executive summary together without having to beat your head against the wall. You can do this very effectively, but you have to have the substance to put in. Now, executive summary is great, but what is important here as well is a elevator pitch. If you don't know what an elevator pitch, you can Google it, but I'm going to tell you, an elevator pitch is how long it takes for you to pitch your ideal to a potential investor on the elevator ride. It was named after that because if you got on the elevator and, man, Mark Cuban was there, you got about 30 seconds to pitch your ideal, right? This is Shark Tank in the elevator. Whoa, can you get it done? You have to have those key points to hit on. So this is going to be the thing that separates you. What is your niche? So research and find ways to make a great elevator pitch. And you can use AI technology to help you enhance that as well. This is the beautiful part. These are ways that you can separate yourself from the crowd. Take your time with it, though. Craft it. Do it over and over again. Fine-tune it. Memorize it. Become it. Because this is going to be your opportunity to say, hey, look at me. I'm unique. I can do this. Number two challenge is kind of tough. And I know what most people say, well, hey, If I'm just starting out, how am I going to have a track record, right? Well, there's a couple ways that you can have a track record. One, maybe you worked in that field. You didn't start a company, but maybe you produced sales in that field when you were an employee. So you can use that as some leverage of experience and track record. But let's say that you did not work in the space. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't be able to launch a company in the space. It just means that you're going to need a helping hand. Couple things that I did. If you're smart, you do it too. Most people who are smart do it. You go and you recruit people who already been in that space, or you recruit people who already have done those activities. If you don't have sales experience, you go get someone who has a proven sales track record. If you don't have programming experience, you go get a programmer. Whatever is needed, you fill in the gaps so that way you can build up the resume. See, the resume is for the company. When you're trying to get money, it's for the management team. That's why I say on executive summary, you have to have the management team. What I used to do is I used to recruit people who had experience in the vertical, and I would brag about them on my executive summary. It's showing that we have the ability to get it done. I have the vision. They have the know-how. We just need your money. Bam. That's an easy way to be able to overcome this challenge. Now, I know what you're saying. I don't have any money. How am I going to hire them to be part of my management team? You'll be surprised. You can take your own elevator pitch and pitch those individuals, be a part of your team. You can sell people on your dream. That's how all my management teams were put together. I sold people to be part of my team, contingent upon receiving funding, and that they're willing to be there now on a part-time basis to discuss things on how we can advance the dream that we're trying to put together. Challenge number 3. Challenge number 3 will open up the floodgates for challenge number 1 and challenge number 2. If you have a larger network, you will have the ability to get in touch with the investors to give you the money. If you don't have a larger network and you don't have access to the people, then what is an executive summary going to do for you? What is a business plan going to do for you? What is an elevator pitch going to do for you? Nothing, because you have no one to deliver it to. You have no way of being able to stand out. Who are you going to stand out to if you don't have an audience of investors? So you have to expand your network. Again, I did a video months ago. It's called 4Connect Formula, how to connect with influential people and have them recommend you to people and open up doors. Check out the video when you get a chance. It'll help enhance your ideals on how to network more effectively. Other ways that you can do this, you can attend different mixers, different entrepreneurs, startup mixers, small business mixers. You can also connect with your local universities or colleges in their business department. A lot of times they have pitching sessions where you can learn how to pitch, you can fine tune it, and you can meet other startup people and potential angels and potential investors. These are ways that you can expand your network. All 3 of those, that should put you in a good position to overcome the seed stage challenges. If you need further help, remember over here, the 4Connect formula. Over here, you can go do your business plans, executive summary, whatever is in AI, and I give you instructions on how to do that. Smash the like button and put a comment down below. This is your boy J.I., a random podcast. I'll holler at you on the other side.